I want to talk about how you third-party API help. So you want to talk to a web service. How do you know if the web service is up and running, right? You want to hit a third-party web service, and you want to schedule a scheduler. So you ping it every 30 seconds or so and see it's up and running, so you don't waste time in calling the API in case it's not up or running. So how do you implement that? So in that case, you got a Spring Boot application, you enable the scheduling. In that case, what would you would be doing? Let me try to actually go through the application on the side. It's got application. Here I have the enable scheduling, right? When I say this, I mean go and look for all the schedule annotations in the whole package and see what all is being scheduled. So then you go in here, and then I'm going and looking here, and what it's doing. It's going and checking for scheduled annotations. This one is going to run every 30 seconds. And it says go to targets. Target is your list of targets. And then you want to check on your target. What does your target do? Your target, it goes to, it has a list of results. It has a list of cached results. If you're less than 15 seconds, it's going to go and get it from the cache and return it to you. There's a GitHub link below in the code. So if you want to understand this in detail, I suggest you go through that. In that case, you're doing a check controller. So now let's go back to this. In this case, you have a REST controller. What is a REST controller doing? REST controller is going to do your basic REST resource gathering, which is your put. You wanna put targets, right? You want to create a target that is any URL, and you get 200 for successful, 400 for some kind of fault. And then you have targets, which is a list of targets. Then you can get an ID, and you can put an ID, just update some variables like retries, timeout. You can delete the ID. And then this is the very important, because you actually want to go check. This is what your scheduler uses to go and check if your ID, if your website is up and running. And this is your health results, and this is your health summary. And then you have the background scheduler. That's what I showed in the service. You have um, service. You have a scheduled annotation. Yeah, this is where this runs, scheduled annotation. It goes and runs this every 30 seconds, right? And then you have in-memory data store, which is thread safe, and that is gonna be, you go back to your service, and we want it to be thread safe and synchronous. So what we do is we are using concurrent hash maps, one for storing your list of targets, one for storing your list of results, and one for storing your list of circuit breakers. So, and then those are your in-memory. So there's thread safe. And after that, you have a health service, which does core business logic. What is core business logic in this case? You check on the targets, you check on the, which you can do post, put, delete, and update on your target. You can check if the target is active. You get a health summary for those targets. That's what your health check service does. Now for caching, and what do you use it for? You use it for caching. Your caching is done in a hash map. Anything you want to store. Circuit breaker, every three tries, you have 3 retries, 2 retries. You want it to fail fast after that. You don't want your application to call that URL, third-party URL, if it's going on failing, because you're wasting resources. And then retry logic with backup exponential means that if it fails for 30 seconds, next time you want exponential, you want to do after 90 seconds. You don't want to try after 30 seconds. And then you have the transport layer, which is actually transmitting your logic to the third-party endpoints.